Welcome back all the participants. We are about to start the second session of the day two, and this session is going to be taken care by Professor Swarup. So before handing over the floor to our speaker, let me introduce. He is presently the professor in computer science department at Sikkim University. Prior to that, he has also worked in Nehu in Shillong. Uh, he has achieved the best doctoral thesis award from IIT Roorkee, as well as University Gold secured University Gold Medal for the first position during his MTech. Along with that he has numerous publications in reputed journal as well as conferences, along with all the bodies that is professional bodies. He is the member of professional bodies and presently in the role of various professional academic and bodies also. So today he's going to discuss about how to prepare the research article, how to write, and what topics, what points needs to be taken care during the preparation of a research article using LaTeX. So, sir, over to you, and thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your invitations. It would be my pleasure to be part of that event. It's a good initiative. And I hope all of them are highly enthusiastic researchers, budding researchers, as well as those who are already completed their research work, but still they are, having thrust of doing something quality work. Thanks to the entire the committee who is organizing these kind of workshops every year. So before going to start, as already been announced, and what is my actually, by the way, my slides are visible?
Yes, sir, clearly visible.
So it's moving?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So basically, nowadays in research, more specifically in case of scientific science research, it is very important to have some ideas of some of the tools, okay, without which you cannot do certain level of quality works. You may have done some brilliant research in some areas, but ultimately you have to produce. Ultimately, you have to showcase your work to the world, and so quite natural. Some way you have to have some representation, good representation of your work. So in the form of documentations, not only documentation is definitely important. At the same time, there are so many other tools through which you can say plot. If you are really having some quantitative analysis and all, you have to have some kind of plotting representations and all. And there are very good number of freely available tools are there. Only thing is that, like, which one you're going to select to do that thing. Even you need some kind of drawing tools also. So these basic tools are really nowadays is becoming a very integral part of any quality research. Okay, other than your actual core research, you need that thing. You have to have a good presentations, because it has been observed that whenever your paper having very good look, naturally it creates a lot of impression in the outside world, more specifically to the reviewers. So as a reviewers, what we normally do, whenever we receive some papers for review, we just do a quick glance of the whole paper, and if it's having very impressive organizations, if it's having a impressive graphics, good equations and all, it really creates a lot of positive impressions inside the mind of the reviewer. So that is the reason, just knowing your own domain, having a very good knowledge in your domain may not always be sufficient. So you need some knowledge of some other tools. Hope this workshop will going to cater up to certain level these needs. So one of the responsibility that has been given to me is basically the how to prepare your documents. See, this is a common practice. What we do very usually whenever someone asks us to do a kind of a documentations, straight away you go and open up Microsoft Word, and they and then start typing over there and do these things. So there our life is very easy because we don't have to think too much. So we are basically going on typing over there. We have some different components elements which are there, like you have to put some figures, you have to put some tables, you have to put some references. So these are basically there are few components which are really important for any scientific document. So that is what I mean any research article also demands. So naturally you go to MS Word and then do drag and drop kind of things and then try to create a document and submit it to somewhere. But there are some, yeah, life is easy, I can understand, but there are a lot of difficulties which are there. One of the difficulty is, let me give you one example. Say you have prepared your article for journal 1, and journal 1 having certain formatting instructions. So you did day and night, you worked on try to adhere with their strict formatting instructions. You did it, you have submitted successfully, and after a few days you got the rejection letter. Now what happened? Naturally, the next thing is that you have to go for another journal, and there they have their own style of formatting. Now again, you have to keep, I mean, a lot of effort in reformatting that whole document. And if this continues for 2 3 journals, you can really understand what is the pain that you have to take. Even even it is more painful than your own research. You are concentrating now more on the formatting areas rather than your result generations or digging in more innovative ideas. Okay, so so now LaTeX basically makes these things makes our life much more easier in that particular, especially in that particular context, that prepare one and change it to any format as per journal's own requirement. Just a single line of change, mostly single line of change. If you do it, it will change from one format to IEEE. If you are in computer science, you will change it from IEEE to Elsevier to Springer, Wheelie, whatever it is there. Okay, it will definitely, it will immediately, it will going to convert it instantly. It will convert it into one format to the other format, and that is one of the beauty that I always really appreciate and feel, that LaTeX actually gives that freedom, that you don't have to think much about formatting and all. You just go on doing this the same thing. Automatically, it will going to format as per the requirement of the journal or the conferences, whatever it is. Okay, so so that's why LaTeX is really very important. I mean, ingredient for any quality research. Yes, LaTeX is not small. There are so many things are there to learn step by step. It is not possible to do everything to be covered in a 1 hour or 1.5 hour lecture. Okay, but I try to introduce some of the basic components which is really necessary to start on, so that those who are really new, for them, those who having some kind of phobia of learning something new, something called LaTeX. Okay, so for them, I try to help you out over there. But at the end of the day, you, whenever there is a demand for any particular components to be added to particular activity that you'd like to do it in your document, you need a good number of helps. Online resources are available that you can refer and you can do that thing. So what I am planning to do it over here, that as we have already discussed, why, what is the motivation, why you should go for LaTeX and all, and then how basic steps of running any LaTeX. Okay, I mean script. Then we'll go straight away for the different components of any document or any research paper. different like how to bring the sections, subsections, and all. There are different text changes, formattings that we can do that thing, list and all, that we can put it in our paper or research paper or article, adding how to add figures, how to add tables, how to add equations. This is really one of the beautiful part of LaTeX, that is called equation. Okay. Then and another beautiful thing. So that is very quick, easy, going, managing the bibliography. Okay, which is really painful, difficult in if you go for doing this is in case of MS Word and all. So bibliography management is really very smart, very easy. Okay. And then those who are explicitly in computer science or doing any computational tasks, sometimes you may need to put algorithms and all. I'll show some examples how to put these things. Okay. And then of course the presentation that I have prepared, that is also done in LaTeX. It is not in PowerPoint presentation. So there, it's also have a kind of I mean, its own beauty of preparing any presentation in, I mean, that is in LaTeX. And then finally, I'll end up with something called how to draw in LaTeX. Okay, that itself is a very powerful section of drawing, plotting using LaTeX. Okay, so LaTeX, it's not only just simply document preparation, mind it can do many things. Okay, it can do many things. That is, and it's of course, what is the most important thing is that it is free. Okay, that is the most important thing, that you don't have to pay. Okay, if you go for MS Word or any other packages, you have until you are using some pirated kind of thing, I mean, pirated thing, or any some other sources you are downloading, you have to purchase. Okay, to get an authentic version of any software, of Microsoft software, you have to pay. Okay, but here it's very good that it's completely free. Okay. So as I've mentioned before, that LaTeX is going to become a like de facto standard for most scientific publishing houses now. Whenever if you are having an experience of sending some papers and all, you'll observe they always try to keep their LaTeX format. Okay, LaTeX format for that. Okay, usually we call the style files. Okay, so they basically encourage to do that thing, because for them also it's very easy. Okay, so managing these things, they don't have to do too much. But if you give it in the MS Word, if it's not matching exactly with their requirement, they have to rework. So if you give it in the LaTeX format, naturally their life is easy. They'll do minor changes and it will going to be ready for publications. Okay, and as I've mentioned before, that equations, maths are really good in LaTeX. So most science related research, they involve maths or mathematical equations. So it's really very nice and beautiful fonts that is available. I'll show you one example, that math equations that can be produced using LaTeX, which is not actually of that level, that can be done using any other word processors like Microsoft Word. Okay, as I've mentioned, it's really super easy to manage your references or bibliography. You just put the references over there in some certain format and just forget everything. It will manage it of its own, its styling, its placing, its numbering, everything. It can do these things. And of course, whenever we are talking about journal or conference papers, they are usually few pages. But when you are going to deal with very large documents like your thesis, like your master's dissertation report, okay, in that case, LaTeX is one of the best alternative, I must say. So if you are not in LaTeX, you must switch as quickly as possible, because usually what I do whenever any student enroll under my supervisions, I first ask them to just learn these basic tools. Okay, the LaTeX is the first one. Okay, because till end of your research career, I mean, as a PhD career, you have to have help of these kind of tools, documentations tools. It's required till your submission of your thesis. Okay, and good thing is that this LaTeX is platform independent. You can run it in Linux, no problem. You can run it in Mac. You can run it in Windows. So anywhere it can work. So no problem. So you can run it. You install it, that particular version, and that will going to work. Okay. But why people are not much shown interest in LaTeX? The obvious reason is that since it's kind of a scripting, okay, so you need certain level of coding. Okay, I don't say ki it's like coding coder like a computer science student. Okay, but it needs some kind of cryptic kind of things, which most of the people have a phobia of like how I'm going to use it. There may be some error and happening. So that is one of the reasons why the people keep themselves away from such a nice, beautiful document preparation tool. Okay, and another thing is that we are habituated with Windows environment. Am I right? So drag and drop features, what we basically call what you see is what you get features. Okay, so if you are inserting, you just click it insert, and you are going to get a table over there, and you put it over there. Yes, nowadays LaTeX is also coming out with such kind of facilities, not integrated, but some third-party tools also you can use it, where you can do all those things in what you see in what you get environment, and you can get a corresponding LaTeX code. From there you can copy it and put it in your own actual document, and you can compile and you can get these things. So if you jump into it, LaTeX, you'll get lot of help, online helps, which you can get it. So it's not that difficult. Okay, so if you are not in LaTeX, I must suggest you jump immediately into that. So, so basically, as I mentioned, that word processor don't give that flexibility of like changing the different styles for different journals and conferences, which is really easy in case of LaTeX. And one good thing that you will observe, if you are regular user of MS Word kind of thing, putting the figures and table in a particular position is most difficult and headache part. It moves anywhere. Okay, it moves anywhere over there. Okay, but here in case of LaTeX, you don't have to bother. It will going to place with the best place that it will going to find it of its own. Okay, so you don't have to bother where to put my tables and all. But here in this case, it's really difficult. Then another very important is like whenever you do the in the word processors like MS Word, the whole responsibility lies on you. Say numbering of the figure, say numbering of the table, say the captions, equations. This is up to you. Say you have 100 references. Now you are putting using third bracket in your actual text. If you do some changes in one in between, if you want to put it some reference, can you think it like you have to do the rework of whole reorganizing your whole numbering, okay, for the references, figures, and everything. Okay, and sometimes we may miss by mistake, we skip, and that it would remain over there. But in LaTeX, just do it and sleep. LaTeX will going to take care everything from there. See the difference of the equations that can be produced by MS Word, same equations, and in LaTeX. So whenever you see any good papers, whenever you download, you'll if you see some very good font, equation font, just keep in mind that this has been produced by LaTeX. Okay, so this is very important, especially in case of science related research, that without LaTeX it's really difficult to produce such kind of good equations. Okay, now let's see some who are the people who behind that. Okay, we should know who are the people usually and one more thing that I'd like to mention about there, though it's spelled as LaTeX, it should not be pronounced as latex. It should be pronounced as LaTeX. Okay, so most of the people, they actually do the mistake. They pronounce it as the latex. Actually, it's not latex. It's basically LaTeX. Okay, so that tech initially it was being done by Donald Knuth. So you know very well who is actually the Donald Knuth. Those who are in computer science. Okay, he basically first come up with in 1982, long back. Okay, that scripting computer program that basically do some basic tagging kind of thing from there and try to build up a kind of a documents in the form of a PDF or PostScript, DVI. There are different formats they can come up with that. So that he basically prepared those scripting language called tech from there. And then gradually what happened, Leslie Lamport, okay, he is also very famous person, you know, Lamport, Leslie Lamport, if you're in the computer science. So in basically he the person who I mean, I don't know whether I think it's a mistake in my year, 1980. It should be after that. So he come up with that package that is called LaTeX. Okay, what happens? So the name LaTeX has come from his name, from Lamport. Okay, from Lamport the LA comes. So from there he improvised the macro package. He built up a macro package or based on that tech. So and then he come up with these different predefined some packages. I'll show you some of the predefined packages which are there, that has been built very early and still it is in action. Okay, now how to do that? How to start? Okay, what you have to do, you can take any editor, or text processing editor, anything, even you notepad also you can do, take no problem. Okay, and then you have to have a file, a text file saved with extension .tx. Okay, so that is the basic source file. Okay, and then you need a some LaTeX compiler. Okay, so I'll show you one of the compiler. So you compile it, then or sometimes it's called build. Now it will display the resulting documents. What is the outcome from there? From script to the finished document. Okay, if there is no error, because it is like a programming language, so naturally there are some hiccups will be there if you are not, it's very strict. If you are not following its own rule or grammar, so naturally it will show some error, so you have to correct, rectify, and then go on doing these things. It will continue. Okay, you go on doing these things, compile it, see whether it's coming or not, and you just continue this process until unless you are done with your work, or there is no error that hindering the production of your final document. Okay? And you can create it in some for outcome for output formats, that is maybe in DVI, maybe PostScript, or most popular is your your PDF. You are much familiar with the PDF document. See how actually it look like if you are really new in this particular LaTeX. Okay, there are few lines. It may not be very easy for any common users to understand what exactly. That is the reason why people are not much inclining towards this preparing the documentation using LaTeX. Okay, so you see this is my script. Okay, this is my script. At the same time, this is my output. You see, it's just such a nice output that I'm going to get it from there. But just because of some tag, okay, only thing is that we have to learn those tags. Okay, how to start, what to end, what should be there. So that should be there, and almost, I mean, all the LaTeX tags, predefined tags, are starting with something called backslash. Okay, so if anything you can find out something called backslash, it means these are predefined commands, okay, which are there in the LaTeX. You have to use it to get some certain level of outcome. Say if you want to put a footnote in case of what is called in Word, you have to write it explicitly using footnote, insert footnote, then you have to put it. But you see here you can put a tag, okay, I want a footnote. What is the content of the footnote? With a footnote. So it will automatically give a number, and it will going to show you at the button with a single small line, that and to show that footnote. So you don't have anything to think about. Okay, you just automatically it will do everything for you. Just only have to put the proper commands, you can say, tag, you can say, whatever it is, in proper way. That's all. Okay. Now what, how can you can start? These are all free. So that this migtech.org, this website you can go and you can download the latest migtech package from there. Okay. And then one more thing that you need it, a kind of an editor where you can write, type. Okay. And that support tech. Okay. LaTeX, it support LaTeX. So one of the tool is WinEdit, EDT, WinEdit. You can download from there. Okay. And then you just have to have integrate or map whatever you have downloaded in the first step, that is migtech.org, this migtech package. So you have to install it in your machine first, and then after that you have to install WinEdit, and then you have to map where your migtech is. So here you may have to take some help from some expert of creating your environment, and after that what will happen, you can go on writing, doing these things, and automatically it will going to create some PDF you can view and you can see these things. Okay. Now a good thing in WinEdit is there are some good tools which are available where you don't have to remember what is the exact command for a particular activity. It automatically it can give you those, say any equations, any simple mathematical symbols you want to insert, so that you can directly, some menus are there, from there if you click it, automatically the code or tag will going to be inserted in your text. So if you compile, no need to remember everything. Okay. Now, nowadays, the best alternative is something called Overleaf. Okay, Overleaf is basically a online platform to doing the same thing. Okay, to doing the same thing, but there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages in comparison to the thing that I have discussed before. Good thing is that whenever we do some research, usually these are collaborative research. Okay, you may be there, your collaborator may be there, your supervisor may be there, so you always have to share. And if everyone who have to work in the same shared documents, naturally you cannot work in word files that you will prepare, then you will send it to somewhere else, and then you are going to get back some changes from there. So it sometimes is very difficult to manage. So best thing is that if you do it in Overleaf, no installation is necessary, no kind of headaches are there of installing migtech and everything, editor, nothing is there. You need a simple account in Overleaf, and then straightway you just go on writing the same thing. And not only that, there are good sort of few good things which are there, like version history. Okay, like you may have done some changes, then after that what happens, some error that you did it, so you want to go back to some old versions, so that is also possible in case of overlay. Okay, then in during collaborative studies, your supervisor may comment in some particular line, you need some changes and all that, also it is possible in case of overlay. Okay, and another good thing is that whenever, say, you are trying to submit your paper in Springer, or say you want to submit your paper in IEEE or some Elsevier journal and all, don't have to go to the site and download their format and all. You can get everything's ready. A very good number of formats, templates are available in Overleaf. You go over there, download directly from there, it will automatically come into your screen. You just start typing these things over there. Okay, so then another thing is that there are some facilities through which from Overleaf you can directly submit your paper to some journals or to some archives. Okay, and so from Overleaf you can directly do these things, whatever the format they want, that also you can do this. So that means you can use some for predefined formats sitting at Overleaf. You can submit some papers from Overleaf itself. Not all, but there are few. At least in, if you want to do some archiving, yes, it is possible. Okay, so that is that exporting options in Overleaf. And of course, generating PDFs and other formats, that also it is possible. You have all the facilities. Okay, and submitting to the journals also, that as I've mentioned. Now, I was talking about the Lamport, where he packages some package, develops some packages of that. So one of the predefined packages which are still in use, and most of the packages developed by journals or other organizations, institutes, they derive these things from those basic, style files that they basically call class files. Okay, article is one of them. Report, book, letter. Say you are preparing a article. You can use the article class. If you are using some thesis report or something like that, you can use either report, or you can use book also. If you're writing some book or thesis also, that can be, you can write it, or even some letters. If you do it, these predefined packages are already available over there. And those who are familiar with IEEE transactions and all, they also, transactions also be class file has been derived from article class only. So they are not doing something new. They are using the same basic class files and do some minor changes as per their own wish, or is as per their own decisions what should be their formatting, because IEEE and all, every journals have house having their own style. Now let's go more into details over there, okay, how to do these things. Let me introduce what are the structure. So whenever you start your LaTeX, you have to have a text file. As I have mentioned, you can use it in overlay, that also you can create it, or any text file also ended with .txt extension. Now what should be there? First, usually there are few things that you have to do it. It's like incorporating some class files. So how will do that? Slash document class, okay, slash document class, and then you have to add those things. Say article, you have to do some styles using article, or say IEEE. So you have to download these things, or you can get it from the overlay itself, and that style file will going to be as per the style of that particular journal or particular book. And whatever you want to write, you have to write it within these two tags: slash begin document and slash end document. Anything you have to write it inside these two tags: begin document and end document. Okay, and options, it depends on the style file. Okay, if it is article, you may have, or what is the paper size you want to use, whether you are using A4 size, whether you are using some font size, that also you can give it in options, but it's an optional. It's not mandatory, it's an optional. If you want, you can give it, else you can skip, but you have to add, incorporate, include some class files. Without that, you cannot do. If you are using article, you change this article place just here, change article, you add it IEEE CLS, immediately it will change it to IEEE style. Okay, minor changes definitely here and there you have to do it, but otherwise, more major part you don't have to do anything. One style to the other file migration very quickly and very easily. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So now let me show you some how to write. Say begin document. I have added article over here, article style, and then I am writing begin document, end document, and write anything over here. This is a text. Okay, this is a text. So it will going to, you can see the PDF with that particular text on. Okay. Now let's go a bit more higher. Whenever you are writing, you have some components like title of the document, who are the authors. Okay. Now how to do that? You have to write, most of the packages, they follow the same thing. That is slash title, and inside that you write the title, and every style file having pre-specified design, structure, style for a title, for an author, or for the text. Everything is predefined, decided. Then author, you write it, whatever name you want to give it, your name, your author's, your supervisor's name, or any other collaborator's name. And one thing that is important, that you have to end it up with make title, slash make title. Without that, it will never going to produce these title, authors, and everything. So wherever you put make title, it will going to produce the whole thing, like title, author, and everything into that particular area. And after that, you can add your text after that. Now, whenever you write any documents, as I mentioned, you need organizations of the systematic organizations of the document. So one of the thing is that, like sections, subsections. If you are writing your thesis, you need chapters and everything. So everything, it can be just a matter of single click, so matter of single statement. single line, where you just put it, it will do everything. Say I'm putting here make title, so that means I have added title everything, and then I am putting make title over there, and then I am writing a first section slash section introduction. Okay, then I'm giving some dummy text over there to just to show you. This is the right hand side is basically my outcome of PDF in the PDF. Then you are putting a subsection. So see, the numberings are automatic, you don't have to bother. So this is, since you are writing this section under this subsection under this section, so automatically it takes 1.1. Okay, and then again inside that subsection, if you are writing subsections, then it will going to be 1.1.1. So no need to bother what should be the numbering and all. Now again, if you complete these things, if you come up with a new section, you simply write slash section, it will start with the new section number. So it's the numbering formatting are happening automatically in LaTeX, which you have to do it manually in case of word processing tools. So different fonts, but of course they have a limited set of fonts which that supports by LaTeX, which is because in the MS Word, if you want to do something, you have a long list of supported fonts are there. But whatever it is there for a scientific research paper, this much is enough. Okay, so Roman. Okay, so how to do that thing, do these things? This is the tag slash txt rm, means it's a basically Roman. Whatever you write inside, okay, it will going to be printed in that format. So sans serif, okay, then typewriter, then medium, okay, then bold. So if you want to do some bold text bolding, you need italic, bold, underlining, everything that it also supports. What to do for bold? Slash text bf, and within that's bracket opening, second bracket you can say, or curly brace you can say. Inside that, whatever you write, it will make it as a bold from there. So that way it supports limited set of text formatting, which is there. Similarly, the font size. Okay, font size is not specified like a number. Yes, there are some cases you can specify font size that is there, but ready-madely that is which is available very quickly is with the tag. What are those? Say small, say large, say huge, and whatever the text you'll give it inside this opening brace and closing brace. Okay, then if the fonts will going to be changed, you can see the right hand side that how the texts are basically changing. Okay, this double line that I'm slashing slash double slash I'm putting, it's basically like an enter. Okay, that means you are giving a new line. So the everything, if you put it over there, automatically the next line will be printed from in the next line itself, immediately next line. Okay, if you don't give, it may come in the same line. Some more such font size. Tiny, if you need very small, that is 5 points in case of Word file. Script size, font note size, footnote size. Okay, small. So this list you can keep it in your hand sometime, and you can refer it anywhere, so that as per your requirement you can change the font one. But just see this very interesting thing, that the large, you see, one is with a small L, that is having 12 point. One starting with the capital L, same large, it is 14.14, 4 point. If all the letters are in large, so that is the 17.25 point. Okay, huge also same. If you started with small h, it's having 20.74 point. If it is starting with capital H, it is 24.88 point. Okay, so accordingly, since it's case sensitive, so you have to be very careful. Okay, while using, you cannot use it very lavishly like large is there, so I'll type any letter. It cannot. It will not going to allow it, having a different meaning for that. If don't, then it will going to show you error. If it doesn't fall with its own rule. And one thing that you always need, that is what is called bullets, numberings. Okay, serial numberings, so that is called lists that you can do. How will do that thing? Okay, in Word file, this is relatively easier. But here, what you have to do, you have to write it, these things under that environment. These are basically called environment. Like slash begin, itemize, and end itemize. Okay, begin itemize and end itemize. So whole list will going to be put it inside that. Now after that, if you want to write something slash item, then the text automatically it will going to give the bullets. Okay, if it is itemized, sometimes if you need a number, that is a different tag. I'll show you. Okay, so now the item animal, then inside that again you are writing begin itemize, means it's a sub list. Okay, so you see here automatically it basically tabbing. Okay, and then it's form a kind of a structure automatic, the way that's sub menus kind of thing, or sub points or points, that way automatically it recognize from there. So begin it itemize, I have added three item. So you have to, every time you have to write it slash item, then space, then the text that you want to put it over there. And once you are there, now again you are beginning an itemize, mean under this first point, these are the sub points. Inside that again it's a sub points. Okay, sub points. Okay, subs. So that also automatically it will going to be taken care by LaTeX, by it with it, and give the symbols as already it's there in the style file or in the class file. Then again you are ending up, you have to end it up carefully, that you have to first end it up these sub menus, then these sub menus, then these sub menus, then only you can start, otherwise it will come under this only. Okay, so that way you have to be very very careful in writing these things. So the same thing, it's a most preliminary one, no sub, only direct item, you can put it using like this. Numbering, for numbering you have to do, this is also called ordered list. You have to write begin enumerate and end enumerate. Simple, everything same, item and everything same, only if you change it, it will going to be from bullet to the numbers automatically. Okay, so the sub, if you have sub that you can do, you can even try whenever you do, you can even try in overleaf. If you need any help, you can ask me later on also. I can help you some cases, or your faculty members are also expert in that. If you can approach them, they can help you out how to write all those things. If you are really new in LaTeX, if you are not really new, these may be redundant for you. Okay, these even the whole lecture series may be redundant for you because you are familiar with that. Now next is important thing is that how to add the figures. So how to add figures? You see here, you have to use a tag, something called include graphics. Okay, include graphics, and then you have to give the name, whatever file you are using. It may be JPG, it may be PNG, it may be TIFF. Okay, any format. It supports, even it image saved as a PDF also, it basically supports. You can give it inside that. So I'm giving that image name as a 999. Say any arbitrary name I have given it, I have there, store it there. Okay, so so that you basically you do these things, and that extension that you can give it over there. And scale means you are resizing that image. Okay, as per your requirement, because some images are very very big, it may covers, you have to squeeze down. Okay, there are two ways that you can do. Either you can do it scale, means just keeping the same aspect ratio of height and width, it automatically reduce it to a particular scale, that is 50%, 80%, 90%. So you can just put different values and check. This is the only way is to check the trial error basis. So put the check it over there, whether really it fits into your documents or not, or whether you are satisfied with the size or not. Accordingly, you just increase or decrease that scale values. Or what you can do, if you really think about that, changing the height and width dimensions, you can explicitly specify what should be the height, what should be the width in centimeter, in inch, in pixel, okay, in points. There are different units that you can put it over there. But the same thing you can do. See these things. The first one, original image, I have condensed to 50%. It shows like that. And I'm changing the height and width of the same image. You see, it's coming different. Even you can rotate. Okay, you can do many things. That image addition itself, you have to have many things to do. In case of images, you can give an what is called border of the image, that also you can give it over there. You can change the dimensions, you can rotate that image, you can give a mirror effect of that image, anything you can do. And one more thing that I missed it out over here, that captioning. Okay, every image, okay, should have a caption. So how to get that thing, I don't know whether it's there or not, some example. Yes, in table it is there. So you have to write slash caption, and then you give the tag, whatever caption you want to move it um, in the image. Automatically, it will take the numbering and everything, and it will show you the caption over there. Okay, so no need to bother about what should be the number of that figure and all. It will automatically take. Okay. Then next is your table. Okay, how to do that? See, uh, you have to write everything inside that environment, that is called like in image. In case of image, I actually forget to add those environment, that actually it should be better if you add it in case of begin figure and end figure. Okay, so then you can put it then for it will be easier for you to manage and convenient to add the captions and everything over there. Okay, then next is your table. Okay, how to add tables in your document. Okay, you have to write these things under this begin table and end table. Okay, and then there is one more environment that you have to add it over there, that is begin tabular and end tabular. That actually gives you the flexibility to specify how many columns will be there, how many rows you don't have to specify, but how many columns will be there, and do you need vertical lines or not. Okay, vertical lines or not, so that you can show it using this pipeline. Okay, this symbol is there in the keyboard. Okay, pipeline, it's like a straight line, but there is a gap in between. You can get it together with the key that is called backslash. Okay, so if you put it, so that means the first column left margin is necessary. Second, then middle one is necessary. It shows there are two. You need a two column. Okay, and both the vertical lines you are looking for. If you don't give, it will not going to print any line, vertical line. Then if you want to print the horizontal line like this, okay, these lines, if you want to print it after that, what you have to write? You have to write slash h line. H line means horizontal line. So if you put it over there, then a line will going to be printed, and then after that, whatever content you can put it. One more important thing is that to separate out the every element, okay, every entries in your tables columns, you have to separate it with ampersand sign. Okay, so whatever you write, you have to have an ampersand sign. Means the first content of the first is one is cell one, the that text, then ampersand means go to the next cell now. So then cell two, then double slash means come to the next line. So what will be the next line? Next line is going to be slash h horizontal line you are printing. Again, you are writing one. So in this way, as many number of rows you want to add it, you just go on adding these things, no problem. Okay, and then after that you ended up with end tabular, and then after that you have to write it caption. So you have to write the caption same like a figure, that slash caption. Automatically it understands, since you are writing it everything in the table environment, so this caption is for the table, so automatically it will give a captions like table number this, doing these things. Now you don't have to bother like this table number here, it's not showing any table numbering, so by automatically it will going to take a table numbering. Okay, and whatever captions you are giving. Now, another thing that you can see here, there is something called level. Okay, what is level? Okay, what is this level is? Okay, I'll come into that later on. Okay, or that level. So you can add this level even in the figure, even in the table, even in the section inside. Any component you are using, you can use that level. Okay, what is that? I'll come later on. So this is one more example, a more relatively a complex table, okay, with full document, that you must have to have all those things. Document class, use package, you can use it. I'll come into that packages that is necessary for that. For this table, it's not necessary, But usually for some advanced graphics and all, you may need graphics X, EPX graphics, EPS fix. So these things are there. So I'll not go into that. If you have any queries, you can ask me later on. Now begin document and end document, and inside that again this begin table and end table, you are putting all the content exactly the same way. Slash centering means the content of these things will going to be in the center. The table will be in the center, and this C, mind it, I have missed that thing. This C, whatever you are writing over there, C means whatever the content will going to be there, it will be in the center positions. Okay, that means in center align. If you want something which is coming left align, you have to write L. If you want to write something right adjusted, right align, right adjusted, you have to write L. Okay, so that way you can change, and accordingly it will going to do these things. You don't have to do manually everything for your own. So same thing that is happening over there also, that you can do it same complex same table but with more data. Now let's come to equations and mathematical symbols. Okay, that is really good in case of LaTeX. Now there are two ways that you can incorporate or add your equations, mathematical symbols. Okay, one is called inline. Okay, so the first one is called inline, and second one is basically called display math. Okay, inline math mode and display math mode. Okay, what are those inline math modes? Inline math mode, if you want to do it, three ways you can do these things. You write these equations inside this open dollar signs, in between two dollar signs, automatically it will convert it into inline math mode. Okay, then or either slash parenthesis close to it slash parenthesis. Similarly, you can also do it using slash begin math and slash end math. So life is very easy when you don't have to write too many things. Just use these dollars. Dollars will going to serve your purpose. So why to use so many complex things over there? So by the way, if you have any queries, you can ask me at any moment. Up to this is okay. Is there any query? Feel free to ask me, no problem. Okay. Now next is let's see somehow the inline basically works. You are writing whole text, and inside the text you want to add your symbols or mathematical equations. You see, this is the line that I am adding, and I am putting in inline equations like that. Okay, slash. You can use it even with the dollar sign also, or you can use slash opening parenthesis slash closing parenthesis. You see here, this is the production. After PDF, it will generate like this. Okay, so you cannot, I mean, this whole thing, it will come within the line. That's why it is basically called inline math mode. Okay, that means you are writing that math inside a line itself. Okay, now what is the next? That is called display math. Means it will going to take a separate space for large equations and all, separate space, and with different numberings and everything, it will come going to come over here. So how to do that thing? You can use double dollar, starting with double dollar, ending with double dollar, or starting with slash third bracket and close to slash third bracket, or most commonly that we use is slash begin equations and end equations. Okay, so there is one reason why we are using begin equation and end equations. I'll show you. If you really want numbering referring to that particular equation from your text, then best to use begin equation and end equation. Okay, otherwise you can use these display math options like double dollar or slash third bracket or square bracket. See these equations now. Here I am putting inline math, but here I am putting the display math. You see here, it's taking a separate space, okay, separate space over there, but no numbering and all, because this format doesn't support numbering and all. Only when you will going to use it begin math and begin equation and end equation, then only it will going to support. Okay, so this is the environment, begin equation and end equations, and any complex equation you can write it. It looks very cryptic, complex, but actually it not if you know these things. These are basically the mathematical commands, okay? Like square root. If you want to get a square root, you write sqrt. If you want a fraction, so you can get it from the slash frac. If you want symbols like gamma, exponential, okay, so that also you can do these things from there. And uh, in case of overleaf, it supports, like if you type something, it gives you suggestions what should be the appropriate name. But if you exactly don't remember what the say gamma, okay, you know the what is the exactly symbol, you know, but you don't know exactly the what is the exact text or key for that, then it's difficult. But in case of WinEdit, that is the beautiful thing, that you have some menus buttons with those symbols. If you click it, automatically that will going to be replaced with those kind of keys or tag, whatever it is, that will going to come inside over there. So no need to remember. But here, of course, in Overleaf, that is the one thing that I must say they should Overleaf should come out with those kind of tools gradually, and hopefully they will come out. So that mathematical sense you have to remember to type it. And how to do these things, this, if you can remember, most important thing is that subscript and superscript. How will do that? Say sn. If you have to write s subscript n, you have to write underscore. If you want to write s superscript n, okay, or s to the power n, you can say, then you have to write, use that symbol called caret. Okay, so that you can, if you use it, automatically it will going to give you certain to the power. Okay, see this sn, okay, this sn symbol, how to write it, you see here, s underscore n. Okay, since it's a single symbol, you may not necessary to put it inside the curly brace, but if you have a more than one letter, then you have to put it in the inside curly braces. Okay, you have to practice, these things, gradually you will come to know. So don't just feel fear looking into those complex scripts and so on. It's not actually like that. Once you will jump into that, you will observe these are really, really very, very easy things to do these things. Okay, level, yes, of course. So level, I'll come into that. Level, what is there? Level, I'll come into that. This is mainly for referring your equations. Say automatically it's giving a number one. Am I right? It's giving one. So if you're writing next equation, automatically it will give two. Now, if you want to refer this equation, if you want to refer an image, if you want to refer a table, then you have to use those tag, whatever you have written inside that tag, EQ1. It's totally up to you. X, Y, Z, ABCD, whatever you want, you can give it. But you have to use this predefined tag that is called LABEL. Now, if you write that equation, then you have to write it something called ref/ref. I'll come. Hope I have some example. Ref. Then inside that, if you use this EQ1, automatically it will give you the number that's referring to that. So good thing is that if you're going by number, if you're changing the order of the equations, the whole thing you have to change. But here, you don't have to bother about these things. If you change the ordering also, say equation number become equation 2, and if you have referred somewhere, automatically it will take equation become equation 2. No need for the equation 1. You don't have to write explicitly. But in case of MS Word, yes, you have to do everything of your own. So these are the things why we should use LaTeX. Okay, uh, as I'm mentioning about the referring, how to refer. Okay, you have to refer. Even it's not about image, even not about equations. You can even refer some sections, subsections also. Okay, how to do that? Just simply write slash level. Say I am writing section introduction, and I am putting a level called level intro. Okay, now from my own text, okay, I can refer. Please refer section slash ref, and within that curly brace you write whatever you have written inside level. So if you write it, automatically it will take, you see here, please refer section 1, refer section 1.2. You see under subsections I have putting in another level exp. So if you are referring it exp, automatically it takes the section 1.1. You don't have to write 1.1, automatically it will take. Now, most important next thing is that bibliography. How are we going to manage bibliography? There are two ways, okay, that we can do. It's, of course, this is called BibTeX. How, what we can do basically? one with bib items, okay, and another is with dot bib bibliographic database or files. So how to do that thing? Say you have a separate list of all your references, okay, set of list of all references, okay, and then you have to write it like slash bib item. Suppose you are doing textbook, and then you have to write everything, and your styling also you have to specify key whether you want italics for the book name or author name or some publisher name, whatever. It's up to your requirement. You can specify, you can keep it. And one important thing is that this is again another tag. The B item say textbook, okay, textbook, okay. So that I am putting over there, and what will happen? This is my text, actual text, where from where I am going to refer my that particular site, my book or paper or whatever it is. What you have to do? I have to use the tag slash site, CIT site, and within curly brace you have to write the same tag, okay, that bib item keys, okay, these are called keys that you can put it here. Automatically it will going to show you the number. You see here in this example the outcome I have written like this one. Automatically it takes 1 and 2 from there, okay. You may put it this next also. Automatically the number will going to change, that the first one will going to be 1 and second one will be 2, or second one will going to be 1, first one will going to be 2. So using this you can list all your references, okay, using all your references over there, and just you basically tag from your own text by putting something called slash site, okay. Now there is a problem in bib item. The problem is like here you have to specify the style of your I mean bibliography. You have to specify, you have to do of your own. Say you are writing it in for IEEE, it's having own style. Say you are writing it for Elsevier, you have a different style. So you have to do all the changes. The best way to do these things, to use something called dot bibliographic file, okay, database. How to do that thing? Instead of writing in the same text, normally what happens, this case bib items, we normally write all the bibliography items at the end of the document. After completing conclusions and everything, we are writing it over there by starting with begin the bibliography and slash end bibliography. Within this you write all bib item, like your begin itemize and end itemize and item, like that you have to write it, and you go on writing these things. So in case of bibliographic database, you have to create a separate file with some name with extension .bib, okay, and then you put it everything. Good thing is that you don't have to think much about the styling, okay. What happening? You just simply write the same way you refer slash site, the tags or the keys that you added over there automatically will do. But good thing is that in the main text at the end you write it bibliographic style here plain. In Elsevier you have a different Elsevier bibliographic style. For IEEE you have a different style, but your bibliography database will going to remain same, okay. Say here for this example, this particular database I'm referring with something called reps.bib. I'm using this bibliography reps, so that means it will directly refer to this particular database only, okay. And the style is basically plain here. You can use any style as per the requirement, like you are trying to submit in Springer journal or Springer conference, LNCS and all. It's they having their decided pre-specified styles. You use it over there, but you need this that is BST file, style file. Bibliography style file should be there in your folder. That you have to be included in your folder, in the main folder, so that it can directly get from there, okay. Two things that you have to download always: one is class file, another is your the BST file, the style file, okay. Bibliographic style file and class file, that should be there. And if you are using some other packages in Overleaf, you don't need other packages, it automatically incorporates, okay. Because it's having a huge pool of such packages, whatever is there in the world, okay. Standard packages. Otherwise you have to download, and put it in your folder. Now, next is about algorithms. Those who are dealing with the algorithms, how to do that? You have to use the packages that either algorithm or algo pseudocode, or now latest is basically the algorithm 2E. Okay, you see here, I'm writing everything in the environment called begin algorithm and end algorithm, and like a normal program algorithm that we are writing, we will write it. Okay, like procedures means you are defining a some kind of functions. Okay, and then there are it actually varies. Okay, algorithm 2E having different style, you can follow some manuals. Even overleaf having a very extensive tutorial. Okay, overleaf itself having very extensive tutorial of writing a LaTeX document or different styling and everything. It's very nice. Okay, you can use that thing different with different examples are there. So anyway, so you have to write it like else if, for loop, while loop, whatever you use in your code, you can write it in a particular pre-specified format. Okay, and then this is going to be your outcome that comes. So these indentations and everything automatically it will going to be taken care, closing and everything automatically. Even if you are not having a proper paired end if or end for loop, it will going to show you the error, so that you can put it over there. See the outcome. Okay, here you have written something in scriptic way that you are getting it in this particular format. And more advanced formats are also there in case of algorithm 2E. I have not used algorithm 2E in this particular example. I have used this algorithm and say pseudocode. Okay, it's relatively old, but algorithm 2 is more these things. You can have a pairing line that, and for which else or which for loop, that also it shows nowadays nicely. Numbering is automatically comes every line numbering for that. And as I mentioned, I have prepared my presentation in LaTeX that is using something called package called Beamer. Okay, and there are many number of styles which are there. So I have used Madrid. Okay, so Madrid theme that I have used, because of which see these colors are coming. These are basically called block. Okay, you sometimes you may need it, these block and all. I have not put it any example. So these colors and everything, what should be the font and all, these are all pre-decided in that particular theme. Okay, so you can use any theme of your own choice. It's having different colors and all. And best way is, you why don't you go to Overleaf? You can download those templates directly from there as per your own choice. Even there are some customized style files are also available, done by some other university people. Okay, even if you are planning to write some your thesis, these thesis styles or structures are nicely, templates are available. You can simply download, go on writing chapter wise. You will going to get your very beautiful your document finally. Okay, so how to do these slides? So you are now dealing with individual slide. How to do that thing? Begin frame. Okay, begin frame and end frame, and this is my title of that particular frame. See, presentation using Beamer that I'm doing, and see that font one, I have changed this font. It's not a normal regular font. I am using text TT. Okay, that will basically give typewriter kind of text effect over there. In the list that I have shown you, you can see what is basically the text TT basically mean for that. So that you can use it. I have, for style purpose, I have used to show the keywords like kind of thing. So that also you can, and whatever you write it inside that. Okay. Now, whenever we write any presentations and all, sometimes we need some kind of small animations kind of thing, like bulleted things will come one after another. These also possible in case of Beamer. Very simple. You write it everything in begin item as an end item as, because it's bulleted, and write it this item using this less than greater than symbol and 1 dash 2 dash. So numbering will going to become, it means these are not basically the bullet number. These are basically sequence. This is first number, this is second one, third one, fourth one. See how it is happening. So first one is already appearing. If I'm pressing, the second one is coming. See this below. Then I am pressing again like a normal PPT. You are pressing third one. Now see one more thing. After 3, I have not put any dash. It means once I am clicking it here, 3 will going to vanish. Okay. Say you want to show item number 1 and 3 together. So why don't you put one here also, here also? Automatically, with a single click, both the item will going to be shown at the same time. Okay, like your normal things that is happening in animations that is happening in case of your PPTs. Okay. Now another thing is that is called, you can really create very good quality graphics in using that is called ticks. Okay, that is ticks is a package that is mainly for the diagrams, beautiful diagrams, plotting and everything. Okay, so here I am showing a small example of bar graph. Okay, that you specify its the x-axis, y-axis values and everything. What should the color, what should the width and everything. That everything you can get it, and you have to write it these figures using the environment begin ticks picture and end ticks picture. Not only these simple pictures, you can have a very sophisticated, very advanced graph, complex graph. If you want to 3D 2D graph, you can draw it. But mind it, you don't have to specify everything. You can use any supported mathematical functions. Automatically it will draw. Do you want to see the code? See, this is one mesh graph, distribution graph. So what happening, you see, this is basically a sinusoidal graph. So I'm using this function, sine function. Okay, no need to write explicitly over there. It will automatically take all the values, key what should be your equations, and it will going to plot for you. It's a very beautiful, nice. You may not able to produce in with some Excel, or even not even MATLAB and all also may not give such kind of better quality graphics that ticks can give it. Not even that, you can even draw flowchart, you can even draw any kind of figure, any kind of plotting figure, any type of figure for your illustration purpose. You want to do it. I don't have the time to show you, but anything if you want to do it using figure, you can use tick picture over there. Those who are in say your machine learning, deep learning, you are using, you may have to do different architectures, your neural network architecture, convolutional neural network architectures and all. So best thing is, why don't you use stick picture? You may get some available framework for doing these things, and then get you later on you can customize to fit your own requirement. So it gives really very good quality pictures. Of course, it's not that much easy. You need more, you need to explore more on that. Thank you so much. Now we can go for queries. You feel free to ask me anything. So with that, so my email ID is there. You feel free to mail me even for some issues. My students also can help you out. Okay, so if you have any queries, please feel free to ask me.
Yeah, participants, if you have any query. I hope, sir, there is no query. However, if you feel to ask any questions or sort of clarification of any doubts, then you can obviously anytime reach to us, and we will forward the same to the speaker.
Yeah,
Sir,
and you have lot of resources online available. Okay, lot of resources are available. If you need a certain kind of particular, you have a particular requirement, you search it in the Google, you will get the code. Okay, you will get the code readily available in some of the forums. You can directly copy it and put it and do some minor changes as per your requirement. So LaTeX, there is no end of learning. It will go on. Okay, as per your own requirement, you can do the changes, and these are available online, very much available. Thank you so much.
yes, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for being with us and respond to our invitation. In the previous workshops, also you have come to us, but we love to have you in offline mode. So hopefully in the future workshops or programs. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So we can make this day, and we'll meet you again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Thank you all. Thank you, all the participants.